Welcome back to Everything Whiskey. I'm Callum.
I'm Sam.
Today we're going to look at our top 5 bourbons of 2021.
Alrighty, so first one on the list, there's no particular order with these. We're just deciding to go through top bourbons of 2021. We did last year's one, if you haven't checked that out already. I don't think there's going to be any repeats.
I think they're all different. I think we
tried to do different ones we obviously bought in 2021. That's kind of the whole point of it.
Yep.
These are not like particular 2021 releases that are unique to 2021. These are just ones we bought in 2021 that come out relatively on top, bar any ones that we've either forgotten or finished and then again forgotten to rebuy or anything like that.
Yeah.
We'll go with what we bought, I think, first in 2021. Or that may have been, I don't know, it doesn't matter. There's no particular order. But, so, Kentucky Spirit. This is by Wild Turkey Distillery. One of our absolute all-time favourite, both distilleries and releases from the distillery. It is their kind of golden geese pick of the Wild Turkey 101 range. Particular barrel pick of those. The best of the best out of those become the, whatever the hell it's called, the Kentucky Spirit.
It's got really nice sweetness, this one.
Yeah.
I think most of these are high proof, by the way, because that's our preference.
That is something we definitely need to mention, that absolutely none of these are like 40%. Not a single one of them.
They're all 45 and over, I think.
I think 46 might be the... Oh, that's 53.
They might all be 50.
I think they're all over 50. Yeah, so they're all going to be high proof. I think, to be honest, this might be the lowest one. This is 50.5. No, the lowest one is 50. So none of them are below 50.
Yeah.
That's just our personal preference. We like hot bourbons.
Can't throw us around.
They're just like more intense. They're more density of flavors. So Wild Turkey, they've got a pretty high rye mash bill.
I mean, a lot of
you get the green tea notes, the black tea notes.
Sweetness though, vanilla, caramel.
Yeah, lots
brown
of spices. Cardamoms,
yeah. Green apples.
I get like lots of I get lots of just juicy apples. A really nice bitterness coming from the barrel impact, the oak, new white oak barrels, and then the kind of just like nice bold cherry note that comes through. Along with the other kind of dark fruits.
Probably should just jump in. This isn't going to be a full review on every whiskey. It's going to be brief notes.
We do need
there's 5 to go through. I'll link all the videos up above though, so you can go check out whatever you want.
We have already gone through a more in-depth review of all of them. Nice and dry.
Yeah. Oh, the kick on this.
I forget how damn good this is.
I mean, it's best of 101. 101 is delicious, and these are just the best barrel picks of them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't really go wrong.
Do you remember price for this one?
130.
Yeah.
140.
So it's quite a bit more than the 101, but it's just like something that if you love Wild Turkey and you love Wild Turkey 101 in particular, you're probably going to want to go ahead and buy this at some point.
Exactly.
At least just to do like a comparison between the two. But yeah, they're just damn good.
Alright, so number 2 on the list, Noah's Mill. As you watched our last one.
Yeah.
Rowan's Creek was on our last one. These guys had to be on it. It's just I'd say a better version.
I'd say a better version as well, yeah.
It's
cranked up.
Like winey, heat, sweetness.
Yeah.
We should probably try it and give a quick rundown.
Yeah, so basically, I forget the distillery, but basically, for us, it tastes like a kind of like a rare breed, but with more like dark kind of fortified wine notes in it. So the proof rings in for this one.
It's pretty high.
At
50 something?
57.1. This is not. Yeah, this will kick you around. Again, all of them will. This one's probably one of the higher ones.
Yep.
If not the highest one on there.
This is actually really hard to come by in Australia as well.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
on mixed wine, and it's about 150-ish again.
Yeah.
But
I love the bottle design.
Bottle design's sick.
It's like that kind of vintage classic look. We need to stop drinking this because it is
$150
and we're running out of it. And you did not pour little glasses either.
It's just that cherry bomb with sweetness.
It is quite different though. Like it's quite different from the Wild Turkey.
Yeah.
I'm getting more like winey notes, even like this kind of like that Shiraz kind of old Shiraz, like kind of vinegary note.
Like the overripe grape kind of thing.
Well, just like old wine. Just like it's kind of sat there for a little bit. It's just got a bit more acidity. It's also it's got like a lot of earthiness to it as well.
Yeah, but a lot of brown sugar sweetness.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my god! Wow. God, how good that tastes. Keeps you around.
So good.
But the brown sugar, as well as that herbaceousness.
I've got like a deep vegetation kind of like. Like there's a deep vegetal note in this. It's like kind of broccolini, like stick or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm getting just this like deep earthiness, and it's like a vegetation kind of note to it. Grass, freshly cut grass.
Now that you said broccoli, I'm getting like when I grow broccoli at home. Like the fresh stuff. That's cool. Yeah.
Weird, but it's also deeply sweet
cherry
kind of like raspberry sweet wine kind of notes with it. Lots of brown sugar and a lot of barrel impact as well.
It's very hot.
Yeah, definitely worth the list. Jeez.
Yeah, it's really hot.
Definitely worth being on the list.
And if no one's, America, I would imagine, can access this quite easily. But if you can get your hands on it in Australia especially, pick it up if you like bourbons, because you can't.
It's quite different as well.
Yeah.
In the bourbon realm, it's quite different. Alrighty, so number 3, we've got the we've got the Balconers. This is a present from Curly for my birthday. This is their.
That's probably the first one we got, by the way. Your birthday
would be January. Logically, it should be. So it's the number 1, the classic edition single malt.
The Texas single malt.
Texas single malt number 1. This is insanely good, and technically not like a bourbon because it's. I don't know, like what is it? It's like the whole kind of like...
It's like the Tennessee whiskey kind of.
Yeah. Like
it's not bourbon, but
it's all corn and stuff, so it's a corn whiskey, but I think it's still following all the other rules.
Yeah.
But basically, Texas whiskey, pot still or something. No, it's not pot still, but single malt, all whiskey, all corn whiskey.
Really? I hope it's all whiskey.
Bit of vodka. My God, it is dark and sweet. Like this is like a coffee brown sugar rub kind of thing, like in some dessert, like you dip a churro in or something. I don't know. There's just so much. I don't know how to describe it. It's like espresso brown sugar. Like it's
like
dark.
Waxy Play-Doh as well.
Yeah.
There's like a almost chemically note in it.
I don't find it chemically. I just find it like melted wax.
It's really nice. It's like brown sugar. There's a lot of depth in this one. It's really rich, dark, and deep.
It's just if there's one word to like describe it, it's like caramelized for me, or like just dark in general. Like every note in this bottle is dark.
Yeah.
There's no light, bright fruits. It's all deep, dark, caramelized, overly ripe. Even burnt notes, like melted notes. Everything about it is warm. It's like a warm cinnamon donut dessert kind of thing. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just amazing. It's one of my favorite whiskeys, just bar none.
Yeah. I'm going to jump into the taste. It doubles down on the palate. That waxiness and the deep, dark fruits that the plums.
That waxiness jumps out more.
Yeah.
The melted wax plastic note. But it's in such a... It sounds like not a great note, but Jesus, it works so well.
Yeah, you kind of need to taste it to know what we're talking about.
Yeah, because like I guarantee that everyone who tastes it describes it completely differently.
Yeah,
like we're all getting the same note, but we're describing it a different way because it's like personal kind of like, it's a memory that you're linking.
I reckon this is probably the best Balconers that we've had so far.
Yeah, definitely.
Brimstone probably second best.
Yeah.
But I reckon this tops it.
Yeah, no, me too, definitely. Yeah, no debate that this is the best.
And I think Brimstone was in our last list.
Probably.
So,
yeah.
I can't get past that palate.
It's so good. It's just so deeply rich.
But there's also like nuanced complexities as well.
There's a lot of layers. Like that's why
like
it's so
vanilla,
rich.
Vanilla sweet. Then it goes like brown sugar, caramel, molasses.
So much creme brulee.
But it's also buttery. Well, the creme
brulee.
The creme brulee, like that butter creaminess as well in it.
Yeah, it's so good.
Alright, so fourth on the list is a new one. We got it today actually. Knob Creek 9-year-old.
Yeah.
This knocked off Booker's. Booker's was going to be back on this list, but this one took it because it's just so nice.
It's very, very good. It's unique enough to warrant being on any sort of list. But also, we didn't want to put Bookers on if we didn't have to, just because we did already put on last year.
Yeah.
And I think it's a different batch, and we did get this one this year, but I prefer to kind of like come up with a more unique list than last year.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be a very easy video to just copy and paste the exact same one.
There'd be no point to the video if we were copying and pasting it completely.
No.
But this one's unique in that it is 9 years old. It's quite high. It's quite old for a bourbon. The heat and stuff like that it makes it a bit more difficult to. It adds complexity and a few issues when trying to get to an age that high. A lot of things can go wrong. It happens more quickly. Things can get away from you before you realize it, and something can get ruined very quickly. So you got to be a bit more careful, and it also means it's more expensive.
Yeah. What do we pay for this? $100?
Yeah, it's $100. So not too bad for a 9-year-old bourbon. But yeah,
it's extremely nice.
Very, very good. Love the bottle design. Love the Balcones line.
Yeah.
That's another thing. It's part of the same, distillery line. So it's if we're going to replace one with the other, it's going to be the Booker, not correct for the Bookers, or other way around. It is 50%. So again, another hot one. I think this one's the lowest one, because the 101's 50.5, this is 50. So lowest on the list, 50%. We'll jump into a few brief notes.
Very brown sugar, caramelized, like creme brulee again.
Yeah, so much drier than the previous one.
It's got more herbaceous notes on this.
Yeah, higher rye. I don't think there's any rye in the Balcones. But I think there's quite a bit of rye in the mash bill.
Yeah, spices like cardamom.
I'm getting dry spices for this one. I think, again, obviously the notes we're giving are going to be on the heels of a previous bourbon, so take that into consideration.
3 previous hot bourbons.
Yeah. But yeah, so if we're comparing to the Balconers, much drier, much more dusty, musty, herbaceous, nowhere near as dark, sweet caramelization to it. Still a lot of dark brown sugar notes, but just not to the extent that the Balconers was. Yeah, look, this one's much more typical bourbon because it is mash bill wise.
Yeah.
It's got rye in it, so it's going to have the typical kind of rye dry kind of green notes to it. It's got kind of a tea note going for it, like a black tea.
Black tea, yeah.
But still got the apples. It's got the nice kind of like cherry note to it. But predominantly, if we're comparing, it's going to be more dry, more of a barrel impact than the Balconers. Had barrel impact. It was deep and dark, but not the same way that you do with a regular bourbon, with the kind of like dry tannins that you get out of a bourbon.
But I mean,
and 9 years old, it's going to be a lot more present than even just other bourbons like the 101 or anything.
But when you don't compare, it's still sweet by itself.
It's still very sweet.
It's still brown sugar, caramel, vanilla, all the classic bourbon notes. If you weren't off the heels, I would say this would be a sweet bourbon.
Yeah.
With heat, obviously. Yeah. But just, coming off those heels, it's just less sweet. More rye, as you said. On the palate, it's like sultanas or raisins, sorry.
Yeah. When I keep this in my mouth a little bit longer, kind of just like aerate it, do the Kentucky chew, that's when it like really comes alive and kicks you
Opens
around.
Up, yeah.
Lots of fresh cherries and raspberries from me.
Yep.
A little bit of dessert wine, a little bit of brown sugar. The vanilla comes alive a bit more. The back end of it though, the tail end of it, the finish is all dry rye and barrel tannin impact. Nice spiciness to it. It's really good. Alrighty, last on the list, another new one, and special because it was donated by a friend of the channel, Roy. Roy gave this one to us. He got it from America. This is the Old Forester 1920 Prohibition. So the Prohibition style.
You can't get it here at all.
Yeah, we can't really find it. Like, you can find it on Nick's on the website, but it's never in stock to buy. So at some point they had it, and I don't know when that was, but it's not been since we've been looking in the past 4 years.
Yep.
But yeah, so this is 57.5%, a kick around. It's real. I mean, we got it not longer, and we needed to stop drinking.
It's been about a week, and it's almost half gone.
Yeah. We need to chill out with it. But basically, Prohibition style is just exactly what it sounds like. They had a certain way of doing things. When they had Prohibition in place, the the proof and everything like that, the recipe that's kind of representing that. Now these guys, they did Old Forester, they were still running during Prohibition.
Yep.
They're one of the few distilleries, I think it's Brown Foreman,
if
I'm not mistaken, got a license to produce it for medicinal purposes. So yeah, this is their kind of Prohibition style whiskey. This is their barrel strength, is basically what you want to call it. It's just a kick in the ass, but in a very, very good way.
Oh, that nose is very sweet.
Oh my god.
It's very sweet.
It kicked me though.
Yeah.
I got like a big waft of the ethanol.
Coming off the back is very sweet. It's almost like corn sweetness, like that sugar corn, that little candy.
The candy corn, yeah. Yeah, getting more sweet, some dark sweet notes out of it.
Spices.
Yeah, I'm getting less rye spice though.
This is more like the Knob Creek
not as dry
in comparison to all the rest.
Yes, I definitely agree,
Yeah.
but it's less dry than the Knob Creek, a bit more sweet.
Yes, yeah. The palate is...
Oh, damn, it's good.
Yeah. Raisins, brown sugar, spice. We sound like we're just getting the same notes.
Well,
it's all bourbon, so...
They do taste different. It's just like... notes kind of like encompass more than just one specific part of a note. It's like this note, and there's kind of a spectrum, but we're kind of nailing the
core ones,
the common core ones.
This has definitely got cilantro in it. It's definitely got that herby.
It's got that kind of for me, it's coriander seed. It's not like the fresh cilantro coriander. It's the seed. It's like the dry seed. There's too much mustiness to it. It's not like fresh.
Yeah.
I'm getting more like apple in this, like red apple juiciness. The vanilla, brown sugar.
Molasses as well.
A ton of molasses.
Yeah.
It's got this deep, dark, almost bitter espresso sweetness to it. It's like burnt sugar, molasses.
Yeah.
Nice hay kind of note. An earthiness to it.
Good, yeah.
It's really, really good. But yeah, overall, these are the ones that really kind of like took our attention the most. Yes, the last two were the ones that are very, recent to us. That's more like, it's more likely that they're going to be in the forefront of our minds. But even thinking back, I still think that they do take the top 5 spot over a lot of the others.
Like, I mean, interchangeable, probably like
Willet, Booker's. Look, we probably should have put in retrospect now thinking we probably should have been a bit more aware of the average proof on all of these.
But I mean, these are our top.
But they are our top. But if we're going to be recommending, we could have probably put in some lower proof ones. The Willet pot still is a damn good one.
Yep.
It's a bit easier going.
Blanton's is alright.
Blanton's is a good one to get, but it's a little controversial because it's like, over here it's fine to come across and it's priced fine as well, but in different parts of America it's kind of chaos. Same with the Buffalo Trace.
There's things like Baker's.
There's lots of different issues, but basically this is what we think are damn good bourbons that we bought this year.
Yep.
If you have different opinions on any of these, or there's ones that you think that judging from our list, that you think we definitely should get next year, if you like these, that we would like that. Definitely let us know in the comments below. Let us know your top 5. If anything kind of like popped out, piqued your interest, surprised you, let us know that. But yeah, this is our top 5 for the year. We'll be seeing you next year.
Cheers.